time. I started a company with my friend of mine, Jake, called Rush Hour Media in Hong Kong, and I studied aviation with management in Leeds University in the UK. Actually, when I was younger, I actually wanted to be a pilot, and in 2009 it wasn't a particularly good time to become a pilot when I graduated, and so I went into a sales role for various companies. And when Jake came out from the UK, he was looking to join a web design firm in Hong Kong, but he failed to find somewhere that did good work, and the standard of the web design industry in Hong Kong was quite low. So we got together and we started, did a bit of research and realised that there was a gap in the market in Hong Kong where web design agencies do good design, simple, elegant design, and so we decided to start our own company to do web design, and that's kind of how we got started. And that was about 2 years ago, in 2012, in May, we properly registered our company and started trading as a company. And we started with one client, which is my previous employer, called Carrie Sue and Associates, and we did it at a very low budget to kind of start doing projects and have a portfolio to show other clients. And our philosophy at the time was that if we have to do projects anyway, we might as well do it cheaper so we can build up a portfolio. And yeah, that's kind of how it got started. We are a digital marketing agency. Our main focus at the moment is to do web design, but we do digital marketing as well as graphic design, as well as kind of custom platforms for startups. For example, we actually did one website called 8o'clock.hk, which is a completely new idea, and rather than just brochure websites which are like for a restaurant or for a company, and so they have a bit more interaction and a bit more sophisticated in what you can do. We also work with clients like event companies so that they can sell tickets online, and to kind of make the ticketing platform a bit smoother. And also a gym, which is basically a completely new platform so that clients can book, buy and register for classes right there. Yeah, so at the moment most of the clientele are based in Hong Kong. We have done a few projects in the UK clients and with Burma. Actually, the reason for that is our investor, which came on board late last year, early this year. They have some investments in restaurant, mostly restaurant businesses in Burma and around other Asian regions. So yeah. Our investor himself, they kind of a private fund and a capital group, and they started out as being our client, and they wanted a website done for their group, and so we did that website for them, and then we're discussing potential of a longer working relationship, and they were thinking of possibly having their own web design department, and instead of doing that, we had a further discussion further down the line, and then they decided it might be better for them and mutually beneficial to buy a chunk of our company and have us doing that and concentrate on that, and basically because predominantly what they invest in is hotels, bars and restaurants around the Asia region. So yeah, that just kind of made sense for them. In terms of startups, yes, there are a lot of startups in Hong Kong. Not all of them are tech. There are actually a lot of people starting own companies. I think in terms of where people from that starts their own businesses, from what I can see, a lot more of them are either foreign educated like myself, who's been educated elsewhere rather than Hong Kong, rather than local educated or background. Personally, I think that's probably because the mindset that maybe family traditions and culture-wise, it's a bit safer to go into a high-paid job rather than starting out in a new company. In terms of networking, there are quite a few. There are a substantial amount of startup meetup, and especially recently, there's been more and more popping up. It's extremely difficult to find developers in Hong Kong, especially good ones. I think app developers are quite easy to find because I think there was a lot of money in app development a few years ago. The price for apps are coming down slightly, and I think a lot of computer science graduates tend to go into a banking role or big corporations, and it's extremely difficult to find a developer. We just got speaking of developers, we got a new developer that literally just started today. That took us 4 weeks to find, and for some reason in Hong Kong it's not a common practice to use very generic content management system like WordPress, Drupal or Magento. So to find the right person, it was actually pretty difficult. I think the immigration in Hong Kong hasn't quite understand what web development means. Obviously when Jake came over here, he required a visa, and obviously he couldn't start work before he's got a visa. So when we started the company, we had to apply for his visa, and it took us a little bit of time to convince or to explain the difference between a web development and a web designer, because they thought a designer, anyone can design, but I think it took a little bit of time to educate that web development is actually very specialized skills and a very different kind of role to web design. Biggest startups based in Hong Kong by far is 9gag.com. Yeah, 9gag is by far the biggest. YouBuyer was pretty good. They got bought out by Groupon. They did pretty well. I think within like 12 months of setting up, they got bought up by Groupon.